Some mountains are perfect. Others are covered with trees. Baa-tany Goat Project, helping keep roans' natural bulbs bulb naturally. Hi, this is Jamie calling from the base camp up at Sister Saddle between Jane Bald and Grassy Ridge. The 27 goats are settled in for the night. The 2 dogs likewise are settled in. Well, I'll start with successes. The main thing is that this is our 5th year and that we've actually pulled it off. We have 1 more week to go. And we got all the vegetation study plots sampled, as well as we're able to expand the science, or at least encourage some other people to get involved and do new parts of the science. Russell Ingram has continued with the Gray's Lily study, and it's fungus that's causing big problems with it. Katie Quillen, an ETSU graduate student, is working on the alder flycatcher and its breeding habitat and nesting territories. We're going to be continuing with some soils investigations. The second ever alder bulb soil investigation, if it gets published, will be the second. That we started that last fall. Some of the geosciences folks got involved, and we hope to do another component this year. The weekend goat herd program, more or less, my time off the mountain, that worked out well. All but 2 weekends were filled, and the 2 that weren't filled were fairly early in the summer. Things just didn't work out. And the first weekend, Claire and Sadie, with the help of their parents, were able to get number 709 back in the paddock. She and number 215 didn't make it all the way from Carter's Gap to the paddock and spent 4 days on the loose before we all got reunited. Deer were an on-again, off-again problem this summer. Like in the past, periodically they run into the fence. And Carl and Donnie and Paul were here when that happened. I think I actually got to see Bean chasing the deer out of the fence. Excitement for everybody. We're a year-by-year thing. I think we are planning to do it next year, or at least we're not discouraged to the point that we're thinking we won't. The real future of the project depends on other people's involvement, and I think really it's up to the user public, the people that are already familiar and in love with Rome, to help decide its future, either coming out and getting directly involved or supporting one of the assorted conservation groups and their partners that are doing the work funding. I found out last year that that was a breaking point when we didn't get all of our expense funding. We had, I don't know, a 30% shortfall or something. It was a big chunk. It wasn't just a 10% shortfall. Yeah, I would like to see the project continue in whatever form, but I wouldn't like to see it continue without ongoing monitoring so that we have a feedback loop to find out if we're really doing what we think we're doing beyond just getting rid of the blackberry, thinning it out. I'd be really excited to see the roan rattlesnake root, the New England ragwort, the Greenland sandwort, some other things move into the areas where the goats have been working. The New England ragwort, it's a yellow flower in the aster family. It's the plant that's turning round-balled and Indian Gap yellow early in the summer.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very charismatic thing. Roan's one of 4 mountains in the southern Appalachians that have it, and then there's no more of it until you get to upstate New York. So it's one of the long-range disjuncts that requires long-term open areas. So seeing it move back into areas where it should have been in the past would be very exciting. The 5th annual Herding of the Goats Off the Balds, Wednesday, September 12th, meeting at Carver's Gap about 8 o'clock in the morning. Baa-tany Goat Project.blogspot.com.